What's up? It's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited, you guys. I just found out yesterday, it's currently January 3rd, that I get to be a part of the market that I've mentioned several times in my videos in the last couple of months. That is in May. It's my first real multi-day market. I'm super stoked. So I want to take you guys with me while I'm planning and market prepping. Definitely starting with the planning process, so that's what we're doing today. I've made a rule for myself, I'll show you in a second. I cannot buy any yarn for market prep until I've used up what I have. So I'm sorting and organizing yarn today. I'm going to take you with me while I'm cleaning that up. Obviously I need to clean up my room and my craft space. That part's a little boring, so I won't show you that, but we'll do this part. And kind of just going through my ideas of what I want to make, how I want to do my setup, that stuff. So let's start with this. This is all of my yarn. Definitely too much. Let's start sorting it. Okay, so I think the easiest way to do this is I'm gonna make piles of what is needed for a current project, what is kind of my yarn that I want to keep for me, and everything else I think is gonna be what's fodder for market prep. I do have a couple of bags separated and now buried of all my velvet yarn. This bag has all the ones for my bird plushies, so those might stay in their bags, but they will still go in the market prep category. A couple I might have to pull those out later because I think they're hiding. I did when I was traveling for the holidays go to a yarn shop that is local to St. Louis and bought a few hanks that when I find them I will show them to you. But yeah, I need to put on a podcast or something and just get started. As I'm making my piles, I will probably go back and sort through again some things that are whips that and things that need to be rewound. This is a sweater I started for my birthday that I think is beautiful, but it's not what I wanted. So I'm probably gonna wind it back up and make something else with it. It is really cute, but I was trying it on and it's really thick and I just don't know that it's something I'm gonna wear. Okay, I'm making quick work. The piles so far, this basket is stuff that is for current projects. Oh, I need to move the stuff that's on this chair. The little clear basket near the door is the stuff that is mine, including I found the hanks I was going to show you. So the shop that I went to was in Concord, Missouri, which is St. Louis area. It was called Seven Sisters, and I got this Cascade Yarns Woolpaca Light that is, it's hard to see in here. This is the best lit room in the house, but it's still not great. It's like this dark bluish purple kind of rainbowy color. It's almost like oil slick. I think the color was called Galaxy. So you can kind of see it, but you'll just have to trust me. The next one I got, another Cascade yarn. This is Superwash Sport Wave. This is the color Vibe. And I loved all the different colors in it, and I thought it was really cool. I have no idea what I'm making with these, but it's kind of a little Christmas gift to myself. And then the last one I got is called Leading Men Fiber Arts. It's hand dyed in Illinois. This color is called Beetlejuice. It's black and gray and this like fluorescent green, which I just thought was awesome. This one is very, very soft. So I think those are the last of the yarn that's like just for me. I'm also kind of dividing. This giant tower is skeins, and then I have under the Christmas tree, which is probably going to come down tomorrow. Not that that helps me now, but that's where I have like all the cakes and stuff. So lots and lots of market prep yarn. Okay, so everything is sorted into piles. And for the most part, this basket still has a bunch of cakes of cotton in it. I might separate by like types. I'll kind of see how it goes. So my next step is going to be to clean up in the craft room, and then kind of sort by what needs to be recaked, put away the things that are not for market prep, wind up what needs to be wound up, and then we can start kind of talking about what sort of things I want to make and what I want to do with my setup. Alright, the space is clean. This whole table was full of junk. So I've obviously got yarn stashed here and here. I've tried to group it by what I'm already planning. So this basket is stuff that projects I know I want to make. These are all going to be a blanket. These are the ones that I'm using for art projects. I've got all my plushie yarn, my bird yarn. Hopefully that will be able to move once I start clearing things out. That basket just has everything else, and this is the overflow. So obviously a little overcrowded, but as I start to make things, that will go down. So I'm hoping you can't hear my stomach growling, but I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go have some lunch, and then later we'll start working on plans and things like that. Okay, so I thought it would be fun to kind of go over a little bit some of my ideas for planning. And I know I have yarn up here. This is for a current project, so it doesn't count as not having a home. So I'm definitely a list maker, as I'm sure you can see quite a few lists going on in here. I definitely want to like list out some market prep ideas, as well as go over like what I want to do for my setup. So one thing that I did kind of as like a challenge to myself, but also maybe a little bit overkill, but to kind of make myself stand out, because as fantastic as it is that so many people are crocheting, I've heard and seen that at more and more like market and art events that there are more and more crocheters, and that's kind of oversaturating the market a little bit. So I did put down that everything in my booth is going to be designed by me. I like to follow other people's patterns occasionally. I'm not very good at following patterns, and it's like nothing against other people's patterns, but like I enjoy designing my own stuff, and I also find that like a lot of people will make the like viral patterns, and I just like to have something different. So I'm obviously gonna make some of my plushies. I really want to make, and this will kind of go on the booth side. So I have a bunch of these birds that I've designed. This is one of my winter snow owls. I've got a penguin that was also for Christmas time. I've got chickens, cardinals, crows. I have a few other ideas, and those always go over really well. And it sounds complicated, and it might be biting off more than I can chew, but I would really love to do like a cardboard tree that I display these birds on. I think that could be like really, really cool. I don't know like how realistic I could get it, but if I could have just like in part of my booth, like a tree sitting there with like platforms that my little birds could be sitting on. That's a terrible sketch of the birds, but you know, that would be really awesome. So I don't know how detailed I want to draw that, but yeah, I think that would be really cool. I have, you know, cardboard left over from things we ordered for the holidays that I could use. I always save all the cardboard boxes of stuff I get for my art studio at work. So I have access to plenty of cardboard for this, but it's just a matter of like figuring out how to do it. But yeah, I think that would be really fun. My goal, A, just to be a little bit more frugal, and B, because this is my first major market, I am a little concerned of like, I don't want to go crazy and spend more money than I make. And I don't, you know, this isn't something I plan to do all the time, so I like, okay, I'm trying to write and talk at the same time. So my plan is to either make, thrift, or like borrow as much as possible for my booth setup. So something I might purchase if I can find, I think it would be really cute if I could find some little like pop-up cardboard bird cages to like send the birds home in, like that kind of thing. I do have a clothing stand or like a clothing rack, and I do want to have some clothing items. I'm going to focus on like cardigans and sweaters, and things that are really like easy for people to try on. I do want to bring like a door mirror to lean somewhere so that people can try things on, but I want it to be stuff that people don't feel that they would have to go into a dressing room to try on. I have 2 tables that I could do plushies on. I'll have to see if maybe I'm allowed to borrow like one of our art displays from work. It's like one of those like multi-paneled like grid wall things that I could either like hang baskets on or keychains, whatever, like just as so I'll have to see if that's something that I could borrow from the art studio at work. But yeah, I think like having, I can't remember the size of the booth. I want to say it's 10 by 10. So it's a pretty decent sized space, but if I could do like, you know, a table for me to sit at, maybe another table over here, maybe have the tree here. Oh, I have a couple of dress dummies that would be great for display. So maybe this is the clothing rack. Mannequins, I mean, not a dummy, but whatever. As a display, and then maybe like another table could be over here or something, and then like the mirror could be over here. You know, just something simple like that. So making my plushies, making my birds. I want to make, you know, different clothes. Another thing I will do, I don't know if I'll film it or not, is I want to go through the things that I've made that I have. I have some wearable items that I've made and never worn that I think would be totally fine to sell, like they've never been worn or washed or anything. So I will look through what I already have. I already have inventory as well. I want to do some accessories. I already have a lot, like hats and stuff. Oh yeah, I also want to have, maybe that can be at this table, but I do want to do like a holiday clearance section. I really don't want to like keep I have some Halloween stuff left from previous markets, and some Christmas stuff too that I really don't want to just keep for a year. So I want to do like a holiday section that's a little bit cheaper. I do want to do a few blankets. I love to make blankets, and that's something that I do pretty well at. Maybe that could, my clothing rack is 2 levels, so maybe those could hang on the bottom level. I have some bags as well. I think that's good for now. I think I have a few ideas of what I want to get started on. I'm currently making myself take a break from crocheting, so I don't know how much I'll do tonight. I worked way too long yesterday, but yeah, I think this is a good start. I'm really excited to get started prepping. I'm planning to just kind of do that intermittently between working on other projects, and I'll definitely take you guys along with me, do some market prep vlogs, all that kind of stuff. Alright, so that's it for the first little episode of my market prep vlogs. I definitely feel more organized and prepared and ready to get started. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you like this video and you want to see more and you want to keep following my market prep journey, feel free to subscribe. I post videos twice a month. Thanks so much for watching this one. See you next time.